Hello, everyone, and welcome back to part two of our all-time team. This episode we'll be doing defense and special teams. If you saw the first one, if you haven't seen the first one, go check it out. That is the entire offense. So we're going to jump right on into the defense here with our first defensive end. We did a classic 4-3 lineup, which is 4 defensive linemen. 3 linebackers, 2 safeties, 2 corners. So let's just get right on in with our first defensive end. Who do you have?
I have Michael Sinclair, 1998, 16 and a half sacks. That's the single season record for the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, when you want a defensive end, you want a guy that's going to get to the passer. He did that better than anybody in Seahawks history. Little does he know Jamal Adams is about to break that in 2021. But until he does, this is the record, and I think that's who we're going to go with for our first defensive end.
Yeah, I did not get Michael Sinclair. I mainly did some looking around, and I actually did not see him. So
Casual.
I picked a player who is near and dear to the Seahawks' hearts as of recently. Had to retire because of injury, kind of a shame. I picked Cliff Averill in 2016, 11 and a half sacks, picked to the Pro Bowl. Just overall pretty good. 5 forced fumbles. That's the crazy stat for me. 5 forced fumbles. That's a lot. This dude was on his Reggie White type stuff. He also had 26 quarterback hits and 8 tackles for loss. Legitimate beast. And kind of crazy that I kind of forgot that he was better than Michael Bennett in their time here. Like Cliff Averill had better seasons consistently than Michael Bennett, which I just thought was interesting. So
another fun thing about Cliff Averill is he's the only person ever to go 0-16 in a season and then win a Super Bowl. So that's just kind of a fun fact about Cliff Averill.
That's actually interesting. That's actually an interesting stat.
Very cool stat. So
all right, what's the move at D tackle? I think we have an obvious first choice here, right?
Are we talking Cortez Cannon, 1992?
Yeah, Cortez Kennedy, 1992. This dude was a absolute behemoth and beast of a man. We want to talk about 1992. He was picked as a Pro Bowler and a first-team All-Pro. 14 and a half sacks as a defensive tackle, which is incredible. He's also in the Hall of Fame. Also had 92 combined tackles and 4 forced fumbles. This dude was a monster. And, I think that just has to be your first obvious choice.
He walked so Aaron Donald could run, if we're being honest.
Yeah, and rest in peace also.
Rest in peace to Cortez Cannon.
The legend.
For the next defensive tackle, this is a bit controversial, but I had 2018 Jaron Reed, 10 sacks. You had
yes, Mike. Yes.
Let's go. 2018 Jaron Reed at 10 sacks. Obviously went to Alabama, so he's a stud. Was an absolute beast that year. Wish we could replicate what he did in 2018, the past 2 years. Didn't really do that. And he's onto the Chiefs now, which watch him have, 15 sack seasons. Like, it's going out of style. But I think that was a great season. And I remember thinking, this guy's a stud. And, I don't want to say that he was the Backstreet Boys or anything like that, but he was kind of a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, a little bit. He 6.5 last year was also pretty decent from the interior, but, but that year was really good. I thought he was going to be a total stud. Honestly, snubbed for the Pro Bowl. 10.5 sacks as a defensive tackle is tough.
Yes.
And kind of hard to believe they didn't make the Pro Bowl. But yeah, that was my option. It was kind of the one guy who immediately popped into mind. I was thinking about people from that Super Bowl team. Nobody really came to mind immediately from defensive tackle.
Brandon Mebane, though, dude, look at that freaking stomach.
Mebane was just a total. He was a plug. That's what he was.
He was a tank.
He was a plug. He wouldn't get sacks, but he would just plug the run. But guess what? We're gonna have 2 insane players rushing the quarterback from the interior with Cortez Kennedy and a 2018 Jaron Reed. So who would you have as your second defensive end?
I had 2012 Chris Clemens. I feel like this guy was very, very good. What? You're giving me that face?
Chris Clemens briefly skipped over my mind. I thought about it.
2012, I had 11 and a half sacks after having 11 the previous year, Russell Wilson's rookie year. That was the start. That was how the Legion of Boom really kind of came together, was that dominant pass rush, and he was the guy. Unfortunately, in 2013, wasn't as good. 2012, though, at 11 and a half sacks, was a freaking beast.
Yeah. I had somebody different, as previously mentioned. I had Jacob Green, the all-time sack leader in the history of the Seahawks. I had specifically his 1983 season, had 16 sacks, was just a absolute monster. There's no numbers on his tackles for loss because I guess this was before that was measured.
Mm-hmm.
But once again, this guy just a total monster. That year, all-time leading Seahawks sack guy, and he he essentially played for the Seahawks exclusively his entire career. So
yeah, and realistically speaking, you're probably correct. Honestly, I wouldn't fight you too hard, but I just for the nostalgia, I kind of had to just throw Chris Clemens in there, in my opinion. But I don't disagree with you at all.
And you want to know something ridiculous? This dude wasn't even picked to a Pro Bowl or an All-Pro team with 16 sacks. Who was in the NFL that year that was putting up those kind of numbers?
Okay, clearly Aaron Donald was playing with Reggie White, who was beside Bruce Smith and Kevin Green. Like all of those guys clearly were just
all right. Hang
in
on.
the NFC.
Okay. So Mark Gastineau had 19 sacks that year.
Shit.
Well, that's interesting. I was not expecting those kind of numbers.
That was okay. Wasn't 1983 the one of the first years they officially started counting sacks?
Yeah, I mean, Jacob Green had the fourth most. Fred Dean from the San Francisco had 17.5. And Doug Betters, who also had 16 sacks, was picked to a Pro Bowl and an All-Pro team. So
hold on, that was in 1983. That was in 1983, right?
Yeah, 1983 season. So Mark Gastineau was a beast that year. Jeez.
Hold on. I want to just look up something real quick. That was 1983. Oh my gosh, I can't type. That was 1983. So I wonder what happened in the 1984 draft. Was there a lot of I bet you there was a lot of tackles taken in the 1984 draft.
Probably.
Let's see. Yeah, a tackle was the second overall pick. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I figured. They're like, okay, our quarterbacks are getting freaking abused out here. Oh my gosh. What the heck? I've never seen this before. The first two picks were from Nebraska. I've never seen
Nebraska was actually good.
No. I get that. They were like the Alabama back then. But I've never seen a school have the first two players taken in the draft.
That's low-key ridiculous.
That's a low-key night. And it's a wide receiver and a tackle. That's low-key crazy. All right, anyway. Not to I was just curious. But yeah, no, quarterbacks really got shit on back then. Oh my God.
So I guess this would be your strong side / weak side, depends. Who do you have for your first one?
At linebacker, outside linebacker?
Yeah.
I got KJ Wright in 2019, 132 tackles, 3 interceptions, played really good, obviously outside Bobby Wagner. I'm pretty sure we can all agree that KJ Wright's one of the best outside linebackers the Seahawks have ever had. So I just found his best season, and that's pretty much what my logic was right there.
Yeah, that's exactly what I had as well. KJ, please come back. I hope you come back.
Please.
You're our guy.
I got duped today into thinking that you already came back. So.
Yep. Mike was hurt.
I was big hurt. Yeah.
But okay. So next up we have middle linebacker. This one's obvious. It's Bobby Wagner. It just really depends what year.
Wait. What? You didn't have Brian Bosworth? What are you doing?
Sorry, man.
I mean, him getting trucked at Bo Jackson was maybe the greatest football play of all. Have you seen his hair? You're gonna look at Brian Bosworth's hair, and you're gonna tell me he's not the greatest middle linebacker.
I've seen Brian Bosworth's hair. I know, but
yes, the Boz. Are you kidding me? What kind of cool nickname does Bobby Wagner have?
The Bob. I don't know.
The Boz. Yeah, the Boz or the Bob. Which one's cooler? Come on.
But no, for real. We have
it's Bobby Wagner. No, just kidding, guys.
What year? What year do you have? That's my question.
2016, 167 tackles, 4.5 sacks, a pick.
Yeah. I had 2017. He had 2 picks. Had the most tackles for loss in his career at 13. Had 133 combined tackles, all 16 games played as usual.
Yeah.
And also had a couple forced fumbles and a couple fumble recoveries. So I kind of picked him more for his tackles for loss and his interceptions.
Yeah, no,
and he's also a Pro Bowler and first-team All-Pro. So
yeah, we can name a lot of years that he was like that.
Yeah, I mean, you could pick any year from his career, and you could probably make a legitimate argument that one of them is his best season.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
Right.
he's just that dude.
Yeah, and finally for your last linebacker, who do you have?
Lofa Tatupu. In 2006, had 123 tackles. Was a stud on the defense. I know he played on the 05 team. I think he's also one of the best. He's probably the third best linebacker the Seahawks we've ever had. Obviously behind Bosworth. Or I actually duped myself. Behind Bobby Wagner and KJ, he's probably third best. That was his best year. It was in 2006.
Yeah, I had 2007 Lofa Tatupu. He had 4 interceptions, 109 combined tackles, 10 tackles for loss, 1 sack, and was a Pro Bowler and a first-team All-Pro selection. So
I mean,
that's
yeah,
who
you
I
always
had.
have to one up me. Just go the next year. I totally get it. Like it's fine, Sam. Whatever. It doesn't
Yeah, that's
matter.
cool.
No
but
big deal, I guess.
but we stay the same on
Yeah, the
the
player.
linebackers. We stay the
Yeah,
same on the linebackers
yeah.
throughout the entire thing. So that's good to know. We're gonna move on
This
to
is the
our
fun part. This is the fun part right here.
corners. There's one obvious option for the first one. It's big Richard Sherman. Obviously 2013 is my year that I chose. Dude had 8 interceptions, was a total behemoth, Pro Bowler and first team All Pro. This was the year that we won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy was just like unstoppable. He was locking down people.
Well,
This is the year where the yawning thing came from. So
and let's not forget a couple things here. Number one, the most infamous play probably in the history of the Seahawks was, or the most infamous sound bit in the history of the Seahawks is, you try me with a sorry receiver like Crabtree, that's the result you're gonna get.
don't you ever talk about me?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, Erin Andrews, that was
She was
maybe the greatest interview
she
of her
did
life.
not know what to say.
She was just
And
absolutely
he
shocking.
sent Michael Crabtree into povertyism. Like that dude just
Michael
totally,
Crabtree just was deleted from relevance after
he
that.
sucked after that. And
He
couldn't
signed with the
rebound.
Raiders. He had like 300 yards that year. Okay.
Yeah, he couldn't do
Aqib
anything.
Talib. So it's like Mortal Kombat. Richard Sherman kind of, got him dead, and then Aqib Talib came and finished him and just ripped off his chain. Like that's just kind of how Michael Crabtree died. Let's not forget also. I mean, Richard Sherman was so good that they put him on the cover of Madden the next year. So
as a corner. Even
corner.
Prime Darrell Revis didn't even get on the cover
as a corner. So he's on the cover of Madden, greatest sound bit ever, had 8 interceptions, talked so much trash, was a founding member of the Legion of Boom. If you have any other answer except for 2013 Richard Sherman for the greatest corner season in Seahawks history, we're going to revoke your Seahawks fan card because you are incorrect, my friend.
Yeah, I mean, pretty easy. For your second one, this one could go a couple different ways.
I really don't think we have the same answer here.
So I want to hear yours first.
1998, Sean Springs had 7. No way.
Yeah, we got the same one. Yeah, Sean Springs. Man.
Dude, you're joking.
I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious. I don't know if you can read that. It says Sean Springs 98. I know my 8 is atrocious, but
I don't think you could read my list. My list is just a bunch of notes that I have thrown all over the place. Dang it, I really wanted to not have the same answer as you.
I swore that you were not going to get Sean Springs. I'm like, I got the sleeper. This dude had 7 picks. I was like, this guy's a stud. And but
the reason I actually remember this is because cool. I got his football card. I got this like old pack of cards, and it's from the 90s. And I got a Sean Spring card. I was looking through his stats, and I was like, 7 picks. That's pretty good. And it's just like it was just also in the back of my mind for all these years. And then when I was researching this list, I was like, who's that one guy that had like 7 picks in 1998? And I looked it up. I was like, Sean Springs. Let's see if Sam gets this one.
he's not gonna know. He's not
gonna get Sean Springs. And you said it. I was like,
yeah. You thought you had it. You thought that you had it. A couple other guys that I kind of considered was Brandon Browner, Byron Maxwell.
Yeah.
Guys who are good, but Sean Springs was like elite. I also consider Dave Brown from the 80s, but Sean Springs is better.
Speaking of the 80s, who'd you have for your strong safety?
Strong safety? I had to put Cam. I couldn't put anybody else but Cam.
Let's go.
Cam is a beast of a person. I picked his 2011 season. I did not know that he was this good this early into his career. This was his second season in the league, right? Makes the Pro Bowl, career high 4 interceptions, 97 tackles, 1 sack, 2 forced fumbles, 13 passes defense. Like this is like statistically his like by far his best season.
Yeah.
And I had never heard about it
Right.
until now. And he also made a Pro Bowl that year. It's one of his 4 Pro Bowl seasons. I was kind of shocked to realize that he never made a All-Pro team, a first-team All-Pro team.
It's because he wasn't a traditional safety. He was a linebacker.
Kind of ridiculous because like who was the strong safety that was making it over him? Like Palomalu, but he was retired by like 2015. So
Yeah.
I don't even know. So while you're giving your strong safety, I'm gonna look up the All-Pro teams from the 2010s.
So, that's a good answer. Cam Chancellor is a very good answer, but unfortunately, Sam, it's not the right answer. The right answer is Kenny Easley from 1984. This dude was a dog with a capital D. 10 interceptions in 1984. 10 picks. The original Legion of Boom. Dude could hit stick the crap out of people, and he was just amazing. By the way, rock number 45. I've never seen somebody in my life pull off the number 45 other than Kenny Easley, so he gets props for just doing that alone. And those Seahawks uniforms back then were so crispy clean. So I have to give it to Kenny Easley in 1984.
Yeah, like I was obviously heavily considering Kenny Easley. And I put my pencil to the paper. I'm like, and then I'm like, but I have to reunite the LOB. I could not allow myself to not reunite the full LOB.
Well,
it was like,
I got the LOB, and then I got the granddaddy of the LOB. I got Kenny Easley. He's the
now you would have really thrown me off. I feel like weak side linebacker. Give me Cam Chancellor. Now that would have thrown me like.
I wish I could have done it. No, what I would have done had we been able to like move positions, I would have, instead of Lofa Tatupu, I would have put Jamal Adams, baby.
That's not a bad option. It's not a bad option, honestly.
Come on.
But like for Cam, every time I think of Cam, I get so happy. He's one of my favorite players of all time, and every time I think of Cam, I just think of Vernon Davis.
Oh God, I was thinking
jumping and running to catch a ball, and then Cam Chancellor just boom. A totally clean hit that they call dirty. Yeah. Cam got cheated, and he's one of my favorite players of all time.
Whenever you go on YouTube and like, you're just feeling, like the testosterone's pumping in your blood, and you just Google and you just YouTube hardest hits in football history, and you get like a 10-minute video, at least 3 or 4 hits of those are Cam Chancellor hits. Yeah. Absolutely. I remember the one he had against Demaryius Thomas in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, and that was like tone setter. And then he had a pick in the Super Bowl as well. So I had to give it to Cam. I mean, this guy was a menace to the football league, to the NFL, and just somebody I really wanted to put Kenny Easley, but at the same time, like I would feel like dirty to not reunite the LOB on the all-time Seahawks.
And yet you put Sean Springs. So I don't know.
Sean Springs, yeah.
All right, whatever. So free safety, let me guess who you have. Earl Thomas.
I picked his 2013 season, the year that we won the Super Bowl. Same. Great season for him. I did some looking around about the Cam Chancellor thing and who was over him. 2011, with his best statistical year, Troy Polamalu and Eric Weddle made it. So
I thought Eric Weddle was more of a free safety.
Yeah, he is a free safety, but Troy Polamalu is the main guy here. So that one kind of hurts. 2013, Eric Berry made it over him, and Cam Chancellor was a second teamer. For some reason, there's 6 safeties on the All-Pro second team. Don't ask me why, but there's 6
safeties. 6-way tie for second place.
Yeah, there's a 6-way tie for second place between Eric Weddle, Cam Chancellor, Jarius Byrd, T.J. Ward, Devin McCourty, and Antrell Roll.
I remember when all of those guys had like 1 or 2 insane years and then just sucked.
Yeah, it's kind of weird looking back on this. Like some of these guys did not last. I go to 2014. Earl Thomas, Eric Weddle made it over him, and Glover Quinn was his other guy while Cam was on the second team. So he made a couple second teams, but never was, I guess, good enough in the face of the NFL to make a first team. And I think that's kind of disrespectful. Honestly.
Yeah. So that's our defense. Our defense is insane.
Yeah.
You can't throw the ball on us. You can't run
Our
the ball
team
on us.
and I mean our pass rush is insane, and our linebackers are legit. Like this is a scary team. This is a scary team.
Very scary.
So the scariest positions now, the special teams,
The nail
kicker,
biters.
punter, and kick returner / punt returner. We made it the same thing. So kicker, I had this year Jason Myers, 2020 Jason Myers.
Yeah, I agree.
Made like 21 consecutive kicks this season. 21 for 21 on the year, even made everything in the playoffs. This guy was like ice cold, made everything. He made like a 63-yarder against the Rams or something like that. It was insane. I was jumping, and that's why I had as my.
The only good part about that game was his like 60-yarder before half. Yeah.
Yeah, that one hurt. But who do you have as your? No, you had the same thing, right?
I had the same kicker, 2020 Jason Myers.
Yeah, I was wondering if you were gonna put like
absolutely snubbed.
I was wondering if you were gonna say like Hauschka for like 2013 or something like that, because Hauschka was a good kicker, but
yeah, could have.
I was feeling like Blair Walsh 2017, maybe Seabass
Right.
2019 vibes. That's what I was kind of.
Seabass 2019 wild card vibes. Yeah, 100%.
Where he kicked the ball and tore his hammy.
That was the biggest bro, just retire already moment when you my hammy.
He pulled a hammy and
the
he missed the rest of the game.
The worst part is that we lost that game by 2 points, where we could have won.
And Michael Dixon had to do drop kicks to kick the ball off. Yeah, I remember that.
Oh my gosh, dude. We would have
Speaking of Michael Dixon, my punter is 2018 Michael Dixon, made the Pro Bowl. This was his rookie year. Last year was statistically better, but the Pro Bowl, I got to just give it to him because of the Pro Bowl. So
yeah,
that's what I got.
So I don't disagree with you. I don't.
Do you have John Ryan?
I have John Ryan.
Respectable.
But I have John Ryan in a particular, not a season of John Ryan, just a game of John Ryan.
A game of John Ryan. Oh, where he's running and he's like, his mouth is wide open. He's throwing the ball.
The 2014 NFC Championship game. First of all, before the play happened, the Seahawks offense was not very good. He punted a good amount. Punting, he did a very good job of that. Next, when the play happened, or as the Packer fans like to call it, the incident, right? He looked like he was a 55-year-old man playing like catch with his son, just like in the yard, like that. That was when he got that ball to fake it. I thought he was gonna mess up the throw, and I was already like in my head like we lost this game, so I honestly was like looking for a laugh. Greatest throw ever, but the greatest thing he did was not throw the touchdown pass. It was he immediately looked over to the Packers sideline and hit him with the discount double check. That was the greatest thing a punter has ever done.
And we were down at that point in the game too. We were losing by like 9, and he goes
right at Aaron Rodgers. Boom.
And then Aaron Rodgers walked off the field crying after that game, not because he lost, but because John Ryan disrespected him so much.
Because John Ryan, that's why they had to get a new Jake from State Farm. The old Jake from State Farm was so embarrassed of Aaron Rodgers, they had to replace. You understand the ripple effect that John Ryan caused?
They had to pay this new Jake from State Farm triple pay to get him to come in.
Exactly. The old Jake was like, I'm not wearing my khakis around you anymore, Aaron Rodgers.
I don't want to look at Aaron Rodgers.
No.
I don't want to look at him anymore. Aaron Rodgers lost all of his endorsements. He lost everything. Everything went.
The NFC Championship memes started that day. Like, do you understand the ripple effect that John Ryan had that with
John Ryan literally has changed the fabric of NFL history. Just think about that. He has changed the fabric in a big way. He's made Aaron Rodgers memes.
Yes.
He made Jake from State Farm retire.
Yes.
And is forever cemented in Seahawks lore.
Took us to the Super Bowl. Like, that's I had to include. I had to. Like, it was too important to not include there. So
yeah.
Say what you want, but that's what it is.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, since we don't have a great history at right tackle, we may as well just pencil in Gary Gilliam as our right tackle.
Actually, yeah. Honestly, throw Gary. Go back to our last video. Forget what we said about right. Who did I have at right tackle? Hold on. I had.
And forget what I said about tight end. George Fant's moved to tight end.
I had Sean Locklear at right tackle.
I had Brett Giacomini. Just
Forget
Gary
about him.
Gilliam. Gary Gilliam
Gary
and have
Gilliam.
and have him line up as tackle eligible every single play
Yes.
as an extra weapon. And
Yes.
the thing that hurt the most is that he left and signed with San Francisco the next year. Like he left and signed with San Fran, and I was like, you. And so did Malcolm Smith. Malcolm Smith left and he's went to San Fran. He's like, I'm out.
Okay, San Francisco says we get all their players. Richard Sherman, Malcolm Smith, Gary Gilliam. Like, who else are you going to take, San Francisco? Who else?
Come on, guys. Come on.
Give us our players back.
For real.
There's like a weird. That's like
and they
weird
took
thing.
George Kittle. Have you seen that story? They took George Kittle too.
Yeah, we took Dwayne Eskridge. So.
Well, no, the Rams.
Well, from the Rams, yeah.
The Rams.
Yeah, and then didn't the Cardinals take Rondale from somebody?
Yeah,
I don't know.
They took Rondale from us, and then we took Dwayne Eskridge from the Rams. And I'm assuming that they took Tutu Atwell from the Niners. And
yeah, it's just like it's like we're just like all bitter exes just taking players. Like we don't even want Dwayne Eskridge. We're just like,
like, this guy sucks.
Yeah,
this guy sucks.
Wait, the Rams here we drafted Dwayne. Yeah, no,
Sean McVay's like, no.
Yeah. Pete Carroll's like, who?
Come on, man. What are you doing?
John,
Come on.
John, what are you doing, man?
John, come on. Yeah, but for real.
See, John's just like, yes. Calls Sean
He's
McVay.
calling McVay. He farts into the phone and he hangs up. he
goes.
And boop, boop, boop. Sean McVay's like, he knew exactly who was taking it. Exactly that way. He's like, God, that's crazy. And he hangs up. This is before the pick is even turned in. They're like, they got Eskridge. God damn it.
Yeah.
But kick returner, punt returner. I had 2015 Tyler Lockett. That's who I had. Made the Pro Bowl. Had multiple touchdowns. This dude was a electric kick returner. I think people forgot how good he was before he broke his leg and lost a lot of his speed. So that's who I had as my kick returner. I'm assuming you had the same.
I did, but I had an honorable mention. 2011 Leon Washington. Now, I think
that's my
he would
honorable
have.
mention.
I think he would have been my favorite if he didn't get caught at the 1 yard line like an absolute freaking loser.
By the punter.
You never get caught by the punter.
That's
I literally wrote down Leon, and then I was like, oh, he got caught by the punter.
But what about 2020 David Moore though? he was bad.
He's one of those
David
players.
Moore was a statistically bad returner. I don't know why we had
one of those players. I was just like, I was back there every game. I was like, dude, just catch the ball. Just fair catch it, please.
Yeah.
He's one of those players that like
we
whenever
should go DK at punt returner.
That's unfair. No. Roger Goodell would never allow that shit.
Roger Goodell would like ban Pete Carroll for life.
He would walk on the field. He'd be like, like a mom, like when their kid gets benched, like, come here.
He grabs DK by his ear and takes him off the field. They would not. No. We should really dabble in like putting like overpowered players at kick returner though. Like,
dude, honestly,
Stone Forsythe.
Jesus
Put
Christ.
Stone.
Should put Marshawn, dude. Can you tell me any gunner, any like 170-pound gunner is gonna fly down the field and tackle Marshawn Lynch?
Bro, that would be it's Chris Carson. Just have him catch the ball and just stand there and watch people bounce off of him one by one.
Yeah,
it's
like a 5-yard return. It takes him 30 seconds because he's
just shoving people left and right.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
no,
man.
But Leon Washington, absolutely not. You got caught by the punter. I'll never forget that play ever.
Never, ever.
You never get caught by the punter. Unless the punter is like destroying.
Unless the punter is John Ryan or Michael Dixon, you have no excuse to be caught by the punter. Because nobody could get past Michael Dixon, John Ryan.
Okay, the only two punters that you could ever get caught from and like still be, a good returner would be like Pat McAfee or like destroying. Right?
Yeah.
Those are like
destroying isn't even a punter. But if he ran on the field and just kicked the ball as like a streaker, then he would make a tackle on you. But like
so
Pat McAfee. No, Marquette King. If you got caught by Marquette King, that's also excusable. This man Marquette King was low key an athlete.
A dog. He a dog.
He's low key an athlete.
He a dog. Or the new punter that the Steelers got, the huge dude from like Georgia Tech.
The dude. Yeah. What about? Do you remember that Penn State punter that just
Joey something? Yes, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
He would run down the field and would just deck people. He was like 6'. He was like 5'10", 300 pounds, and would just run down the field and absolutely annihilate people. Look up Penn State kicker number 99.
He's the dude you create in Madden. He, like when you like make a kicker in Madden, you're like, okay, 5'10", 305.
5'5", 350 pounds, monster.
Penn State kicker. Joey Julius. Yeah, I knew it was
Joey Julius. Yeah.
Joey Julius, yeah. That's he is the anti-MMG. He is like the inverse of him right there.
Yeah, like that is
So
insane.
absolute
But,
freaking unit.
oh, coach. That's tough. That is a toughie because Pete Carroll is not a great coach. He's just a good coach. He's not a great coach.
But
I'm
then
taking
again,
I'm taking Holmgren day in and day out personally.
I have one.
What
Ooh.
about Jim Mora?
Playoffs? What are playoffs?
No, that's his son. The son from UCLA who came here. It was
no,
like,
Jim Moore is the dad. I'm pretty sure.
is it John Mora then? It's
John
one of the
Moore
two.
is John Moore is the kid. I was like, I don't
Man.
think Jim Moore was a Seahawks coach.
Man, that's
Did he?
coach though.
I'm trying to think. Oh wait, hold on. Who was the guy? Wait. I'm thinking.
Tom Flores. Can we plug Shane Waldron as our head coach? Would that be possible?
Yeah, he's first year coordinator. First year coordinator.
Jr.
What about?
We're gonna call an audible. We're gonna put in the late great Paul Allen as our head coach.
Absolutely. That is a great choice. I was thinking Chuck Knox, but like
Chuck Knox, he's a little old fashioned for me, and I don't like old fashioned coaches. And Mike Holmgren was a literal offensive genius.
Mike Holmgren was a freaking. Such a meme. Like people meme Andy Reid right now. Can you imagine what they would do if Mike Holmgren was still in the league?
Mike Holmgren and Andy Reid are like twins. It's insane how
literally.
But,
in philosophy too. Like philosophy wise, they're also twins.
They're legit twins. But I would pick probably 05 Holmgren because they went to the Super Bowl that year with Matt Hasselbeck as the quarterback.
Yeah, and their offense was insane.
You know,
so like that offensive scheme with
our offense, which is
with Russell Wilson, dude, with Russell Wilson,
with Russell Wilson and MVP Sean Alexander and Steve Largent and like Walter Jones and that
DK Metcalf, but you're a DK Metcalf hater, but whatever.
Oh yeah, DK drop calf. Is that?
Whoa! You're done. You're canceled.
Yeah,
you're canceled. Everybody in STE. Here, I'm timestamp. What's the timestamp? I don't have the time in front of me, but I'm timestamping this. I'm gonna put in the comments. So you can just skip over to this timestamp and just clip this. Never let every tweet that he has at
DK drop cap.
Yeah. Like DK's gonna get a game winner. He's like, oh, I love you, DK. DK drop cap in the comments.
Bro,